Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Difficult to Please podcast. I'm Erwin.
And this is JV.
Season 2, episode 7. We're calling this the Terms of Service episode.
To be determined. I'm just kidding.
Slash free speech / conspiracy theories.
Oh, shit. Alex Jones. Alex Jones, right? That's his name? I don't know what his name is.
No.
Whatever, InfoWars.
No. Okay, in the research to this topic, there's a lot of interesting things that have happened in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Right?
A lot of interesting that happened in the last 2 weeks, plus little things we wouldn't really think about that actually do apply to this.
Yeah.
Random live streamers and stuff like that.
Just to catch up real quick, I know last week we talked about sports. I'm sorry, the last episode. Fuck, man.
Last week. I was so planning an episode with you.
No, but you know what happened within the week is that the AAF is no longer.
Oh, I read that. Yeah, I read that they're done. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I read that this morning. I was like, okay, cool. We don't have to follow up on that topic.
The only thing we say is, oh well, there's no AAF.
Yeah, there's no more AAF.
That sucks.
Sorry, they're gonna make money off of it, and I don't blame them. That sucks.
Yeah, and it's like a weird. It was like a weird situation. How their main investor, I guess, put like 250 mil to kind of get through the to do, I guess, the seed fund or another series of funding for the AAF to what do you call this, to be sustainable for at least this year and maybe through the next. But that guy became the chair of the league, and he said, "All right, fuck it, I'm out."
Really? Is that how the news went?
Well, yeah, because apparently he was only invested. He only invested the money to get the data, for some kind of app that the AAF was researching or had a lot of investment into. So that guy just wanted the app.
Oh, that's shady as fuck. Yeah, that's super shady.
So
what app?
I don't know. It's whatever the AAF app or some kind of gambling thing.
Vegas money.
So yeah, I mean that's
when tech takes over the world.
That's just the follow up because that's just bad pertinent because that happened within the last week.
That's pretty crazy though. That's the fact that they said it was for an app. I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot of shady stuff that happens with apps shady nowadays.
But even that, it's like, oh, like this minor league football league, the startup just didn't last past eight games, and it was oh done. And there were things I was reading how it happened so abruptly that if you were injured during the short season or whatever, is that because there's no league, there's no team, whatever, that you have responsibility for your own fucking medical bills.
Oh, that's
shady shit too, right? You're
that's like tech companies.
I know. You're like, oh, it's your bad. It's on you now.
Right.
Or I read something I think earlier today too, how because it was so abrupt, the hotels that were hosting some of the teams, they kicked them out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that shit's
so they're
crazy.
Like,
y'all gotta go.
No
one paid for this shit.
They're like, oh, you gotta take those new Boeing 737 Maxes back. Oh, you can't take those too? I guess we gotta take WOW Airlines back. Yeah. Oh, what? That's shut down too. Sorry,
dude. All these updates, I was like, oh, that. I remember. WOW Airlines, man.
Sorry, Martino. Can't go back to Europe anymore. What's up, roasting Martino again?
It's a very niche audience again.
Yeah.
No, but WOW Air is also, that's a fucked up situation. We're like, yo, so we're gonna stop at mid-flight.
Wait, so I wasn't really following up on their whole thing, but is it because they weren't making money, or was it because of the Boeing?
No, I just don't think the airline was making money.
Well, yeah, they're sending people to like Iceland for like
yeah, from LAX. Yeah,
yeah. I was like, damn, what a fucking steal.
that is a steal, but I guess because it's interesting because when I was researching that flight airfare is that they were flying from LAX to Iceland only a few times a week.
Okay.
So, I mean...
yeah, obviously it's not as much as... Yeah, it's not as much as...
Like, if you want to make money on, like, low fares, you got to be, like, fucking Southwest. You got to be fucking... you got to fly everywhere in, like, a short distance.
But also,
and have, like, fucking all these connecting flights.
Yeah, but Southwest also has, like, a really good business plan, too.
Yeah.
It's only one... There's no first class.
Right.
They have a very straightforward policy that it applies to everybody.
Yeah. Well, except for not check-in, rather. When you
remember?
No, what's the shit called when you want to fucking check in? It's checking into your flight, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't like you get B, or you get C. Like that's the only like
big
difference
or
whatever, you know?
Yeah, there's like 3 tiers, I think, of seat choosing. And you want to get away.
Yeah, when it's like for Southwest, it's mad convenient, especially here on the West Coast and in San Diego.
Oh,
like,
right.
Yeah, if you want to go to like San Francisco, like you're not gonna take American versus Southwest because it's so fucking cheaper on Southwest. Or, I mean, you can go to Vegas on Spirit, but I'm not gonna fucking fly Spirit ever again.
Yeah, how is Spirit on, but friggin' WoW is off?
Because
I mean, whatever.
It's fucking Spirit. Never again. Spirit is like the fucking worst. Maybe was WoW like the fucking Spirit? Is that what happened?
Yeah, but I think at that price you'd be like,
I thought that was Ryanair. I thought Ryanair was like the fucking Spirit of Europe.
Well, it is. Ryanair's fucking garbo.
Is Ryanair like Southwest, or is it more like Spirit?
Frontier. I'm not. Oh, maybe it's closer to Frontier than Spirit. Because I hear a lot of bad things about Spirit. Like,
and no one likes Spirit.
But it gets business. But you just got to know, like, it's rules and regulations. Like, all right, make sure you have only a carry-on bag.
No, it's like not even a carry-on bag, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't even carry like. I don't even think you can carry a backpack if it could fit under your thing. I think
that was it. I think that was like.
You had to pay like $20 for that carry-on.
What?
Okay, whatever.
This is dumb, dude.
Whatever. I mean, you always got to think about total cost. But still, I would never ride Spirit. I think JetBlue is the lowest I will go.
Well, JetBlue, yeah. Especially like here on the West Coast, there's only like, or specifically here in San Diego, there's only like so many flights you can get direct to the East Coast, like Boston, New York, whatever.
Right. We're also international.
Yeah.
Airport too. Yeah. We're considered a big city in the U.S.
Yeah, it's just so weird because I don't see San Diego like that.
Mm-hmm. Our downtown's pretty bad. It doesn't constitute a city.
Yeah, because it's not like L.A. or not like San Francisco.
Yeah,
it's just
like
it is
less
what it
than
is.
10 buildings that are actually pretty tall.
That's why I'm like, when people like when I drive Lyft and I talk to people from like the Midwest and shit. They're like, "This is a big city." I'm like, "Nah, dude. You ever been to LA yet?"
Oh, that sucks. If you go to people who are like the Midwest or from like Indiana, they're like, "Man, this is great. This is a great city." Like, this is a city. This is almost like South Bend.
I'm like, bro, there's only 3 million people in this fucking city. He's like, what? 3 million? I'm like, dude, LA has like 10 million people.
And Kanye. Just kidding. Kanye is like 100 million people in one. Anyways. So what else has been
what else is new? What you got?
No, okay.
I'm trying to look at the show, our rundown here.
When you mentioned that the AAF doesn't really take care of their players, right?
Yeah.
Part of me wonders about like esports players. I wish I followed up on that. I really wanted to follow up if like they do take care of esports players. But then at the same time, it's like, well, it's still a fresh sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the only thing I caught up is like on the CNN or CBS original special about this kid who came out of high school who's already having like carpal tunnel issues.
Okay.
Already. So he's already getting physical therapy, but that's about it. I don't know what's gonna happen like down the line when he's like when they
I don't know.
when they come across that whole concussion like situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how like the brain concussion thing is kind of it only got more recent. But if you think about it, the NFL's been around for how long now? I'm pretty sure it's
That's
not
interesting about esports, but it's like
a carpal tunnel. For me, I'm going through trap issues and I'm in front of a computer all day. I'm like, oh, my traps. I went to physical therapy today. I was like, you should do some stretches. I'm like, I'll do that.
your traps. You're like, ooh.
He's like, oh, yeah, you slouch. I'm like, oh, damn. I should tell you to use sports players. And I got like a back strap too. And
Oh shit! It's real. You got one of those. You got sold on Instagram things. No.
okay, let me tell you that story real quick. Raph liked a post
Okay.
from one of those ads
Okay.
that popped up on my feed. And I was like, why would Raph like this? So I clicked on it and I was like,
Oh yeah, my posture's shit too.
my back is shit. So I went on Amazon and bought one for $20. Fuck.
Oh man. Well, I don't know. Like, okay, if you think about when it comes to esports and injuries and healthcare, I mean, that shit's like a workplace thing, right? It's just not as serious as like you're likely not gonna break your leg.
Oh, what I
Or
talked
get-
about last time.
Yeah.
Like the return on investment on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like one would think that the esports in general, leagues and all, when it break down, is that in teams that they should provide the healthcare that takes care of their fucking players, right?
Right. I believe you as a company or as an organization, you have to take care of your
Is that your
players.
fucking thesis for your fucking
Oh,
your
for my
degree?
senior project? No, mine is on AI and
Fucking
advanced-
robots.
Part of me wants to change it on like participation or participative like leadership. I was like, fuck, I'm already too invested into this.
You're like way into it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm already
That's all good.
2 more
dude.
weeks and I have like 1 more week.
It's fine.
It's okay. I was going to reference our older podcast on AI. I'm like, that's relevant. That's relevant. I'm gonna cite myself on this one.
Difficult to be podcast episode 5 on robots and AI.
I'm like, yeah, we're on Google Podcasts. I'm legitimate now. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit! Speaking of legitimacy, Alex Jones.
Oh, I got psychosis.
Okay, so I know that within the last 2 weeks, in the run up to the research of this episode, the development in Alex Jones' shit was like,
oh yeah, let's talk.
okay. So,
Before you say anything,
go ahead.
why not talk Tucker Carlson too?
I'm sorry. What?
What about Tucker Carlson? That dude says some
what
like
about
outlandish ass shit. But then the fact that he is the most watched person on Fox, like he gets a pass on a bunch of shit, like racist trees. Have you heard about that?
No, but it sounds dumb.
Yeah, he talks about racist trees, like trees planted in a certain area because it's racist or something like that. It's super weird. I really want to watch the Tucker Carlson episode just to see like half the shit he talks about because some of it's like super pro or super conspiracy.
It borderlines it, right? Like
Right.
it gets to like a gray area.
But when you talk about,
But it's not like Alex Jones.
I need to listen. See, that's the thing. I need to listen to like their episodes for once. We need to. I think to get a better understanding of like the other side, we have to listen to them, despite how much we have like a personal bias already. Like we're
Okay,
gonna come
it's fair. I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
right? But I really want to hear about this racist trees thing.
I don't know. I honestly, the only thing I hear about Tucker Carlson is on Twitter and just like sound bites. I don't tune in because I remember when he was on CNN and Jon Stewart was on his show and they like debated. And like Jon Stewart fucking got him. And I was like, oh, this guy has no legitimacy because Jon Stewart's so fucking smart.
But do you think Jon Stewart was like the right person? You know what I mean? Like, does he hold as much weight as someone like from CNN, like Anderson Cooper? Like, if he debated with Anderson Cooper, would that have been different? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Because Anderson Cooper is
if you're someone from Fox, you're like, oh, he's debating with someone from Comedy Central. But then at the same time, Jon Stewart's like a good journalist too. He's a legitimate journalist. Just like,
ooh, the right-wing trolls are coming after you, JV. Soundbite.
Soundbite. AOC. AOC.
Oh. Okay.
But, okay, so just real quick.
Gay trees. I mean, no.
Gay trees?
No. Soundbite.
Soundbite. Gay trees. Erwin. Hashtag gay trees.
No.
Oh, no. Erwin. Somebody's gay trees he's talking about.
Fucking, I got fucked up by Alex Jones's gay frogs shit.
Oh, fuck, that's just as bad. But Vox's latest episode, as of today's the 5th.
Okay.
April 5th, 2019, has a good episode on their Strike Through series.
Okay.
They actually have a good episode on
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, yes.
Chris Tucker Carlson.
Chris Tucker.
Sorry.
Hey, Jackie.
Shit. Sorry, having too much fun in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Like, I didn't know about the gay frogs thing from Alex Jones.
It's the first time for me.
So apparently in his conspiracy, like, theory mind is that, like, the U.S. government is, I can't say it straight because I'm fucking trying to explain it.
Well, think about farting cows.
Okay, so Alex Jones believes that the government is putting chemicals in the air through chemtrails that is poisoning the rivers and waters in around DC, which happens to make frogs turn gay. So that's why the gay frog shit. It's so stupid. Yeah, in the research to this episode, I was listening to a Reply All episode on Alex Jones and
I love Reply All.
And they're remember about 6 months ago, I guess in the summertime when Facebook and Twitter went to DC to talk about privacy issues and possible conservative bias.
Right.
And
that
then,
was a great shit show.
Yeah, and then Alex Jones was there trying to troll Marco Rubio into an interview. It's all in that same time frame.
Okay.
Time frame. So Reply All just kind of like broke down like why is this thing happening with fucking Alex Jones and what happened, broke it down. So it was just an interesting episode because I didn't know about the gay frogs either. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of animals do that. Like rabbits do that to each other.
It's so dumb. Oh my God.
Dogs do that to each other. I see dogs hump other dogs all the time. What the fuck am I going to say? What's up, gay dogs?
My God. This is such a shit show episode because of fucking Alex Jones.
I know. Well, let's not fall that path. Okay, so
let's go back to the original topic.
Okay, so let me talk about this. So you know how Alex Jones got his social media accounts removed, right?
Yes.
So that's actually
I'm gonna fucking cut the gay frogs.
No, you can keep it. I don't really care if you keep the gay frogs thing because that was interesting to you. That was the first time I heard of it. But so the outlandish shit he says like that, right?
Yes.
So that eventually landed him to a point where didn't his Spotify or his podcast get removed too? I know his Twitch got removed or his Twitter got removed.
No, it was like a fucking, what do you call it? Like a domino. Everything else was so
Twitter fell first. Right?
No. Twitter was last.
Oh, Twitter. Oh yeah.
So it was like Facebook, Spotify, Stitcher.
So all the podcasts first, and then the
podcasts,
Twitch
everything else,
or
and
Twitter.
and then Twitter was the last thing that was kind of like
Right.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Twitter has like a really, I actually side with them on why he kind of like waited a little bit too long on that. But okay, so going back to that, isn't that crazy how these platforms, these companies
Yes.
can end you just like that? So let's say you were a YouTube creator or something like that. And let's say like Alex Jones was posting on, he has like YouTube videos, right?
Yes.
Did he? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so it's kind of like the Joe Rogan show, but with Alex Jones.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say that was his income because Joe Rogan makes around 90 million, I think, 90 million a year.
Could be
on podcasting. So let's say Alex Jones, because of who he is and like what he's done, let's say he makes like 30, 40 mil. I don't know, probably way more than that.
Okay.
But then YouTube can just end him just like that, and his source of income ends just like that.
Right.
So so you remember when like all these platforms, social media platforms, including Google, went up to the House,
yes.
right? They were like testifying about like, is there a bias? Is there a bias? Is there a bias? Like the fact that like they were kind of complaining to these social media giants saying like, oh, there's a bias and you guys are shutting us down and you're obviously showing more like love to the Democrats, whatever. Like, and they're saying like, oh, free speech and all that.
Yes.
Do you think the companies like, and then like lately Mark Zuckerberg is pushing for more regulations on social media. So do you think like if you were Alex Jones, for example, you got wronged by these social media companies, like they've now cut your source of income and they're demanding that like my First Amendment rights were ruined? Like, is that kind of crazy? Because the YouTube stars, like, if they really wanted to cut PewDiePie, they can.
They can.
Their terms of service, like, tells them, like, we can cut you at any time. But also, if you violate any of A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Is it fair to Alex? Are you saying then you're asking me is it fair to Alex Jones that social media, all the streams that he has,
right,
was cut off to him because of free, like his expressing the free speech?
Right.
I mean, I think that's, like you say, a lot of tech companies are going through this kind of existential process.
Which is fair.
Yeah, because they're like, well, we are at a time where
they need to handle disinformation now. Like they're doing it with the Russian hacks.
Yeah.
They're doing it with the anti-vaccine movements.
Yeah.
They're doing it with flat earth people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
But you know what I mean? Like they're now like pulling ads and advertisement from these groups of people. And now, is that fair? Now, here's the thing. The First Amendment rights protect public domain.
Yes.
But Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook are not public domains.
Yeah.
You could still find them on the internet. They're just not on private domains.
The thing about Alex Jones, and I'm trying to get my shit straight, is that because, I mean, you can say free speech. We can respect that. Like, we all have a right to say anything here because we live in America.
Right.
It's First Amendment. But then the shit that he caused with all the Sandy Hook shit, right? Like the things, God. Right? Like the things that he say, like he's saying it without, like, for a long time, he was saying these things, without consequence, and then he was saying that these families that were victims were actors.
Faking.
Yeah, they're faking it. So his legion of followers fucking harassed. Yeah, they harassed the families. And they received death threats. They forced people to move, and because he's getting countersued because of all this defamation, he had to reverse his kind of stance on like, oh, it's my psychosis. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. You believed it for 7 fucking years. Like, you're just because you're getting sued with a valid argument. Just
Right.
you fucking reverse? Nah, dude, shut up. So it's like,
But the fact that he did it on a private platform.
yeah, it's just like it's like that with intent, right? So it's like he said it with he thinking. It's like hate speech plus intent is what gets you fucked up.
Right. But okay, let's
Because hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. We know this.
Right,
We
we
talked
know
about
that.
this from last
and
summer's episode.
and I totally support it. Not
Yes.
the hate speech, but the fact that it's protected.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy because for me the First Amendment rights is saying like someone made a good comparison. They were like you could scream racist and whatever hateful
Yes.
speech at a park.
Yes.
And that's legal. But the moment you do it at the restaurant, the people at the restaurant can tell you to get the fuck out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's how I feel about Twitter and all the other platforms. They could do that too. Like if Alex Jones really wanted to do like what he still does,
Yes.
he could, if you're listening, Alex Jones, you open up a website like from Squarespace if you really wanted to.
What's up, Squarespace? Hey.
And then you buy your own data plans, right? Like whatever you pay monthly, and you upload your videos and then your podcasts, and then you have your sponsorships, and you could do it that way. Now, like if Google ad, like if you try to put that on Google Ads or anything like that, they'd be like, "No, fuck that. We're not going to do that." Okay, that's on him. That's up to him.
Yeah.
To, I guess, use LinkedIn as your way of advertising.
So, I mean,
because I'm trying to think, like, what else does he have now?
Yeah,
Like,
it's what is it?
Yeah.
Reddit,
so
4chan.
yeah, might as well use 4chan, but fucking 4chan would blow him the fuck up. But so I'm saying, okay, even maybe not 4chan, but more like Reddit. Like if you try to go on Reddit, like Reddit will like shut him down.
Well, because
I don't know.
Reddit has.
They have terms of service too, right?
Reddit has terms of service, and
4chan
there
doesn't
are
have it.
fucking moderators
Correct.
on Reddit. So there's actually like a
Some type of private.
even though that there's a fucking like there's still like shit post Reddit. There's still a place where it's being moderated versus Twitter, where it's just kind of like it's hit or miss. It's not
Right.
consistent enough.
Right. And they kind of like, I keep forgetting the Twitter's CEO's name, but
Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey, that's right. I kind of support the way that he kind of approaches these hate speeches. I don't like it, but he's trying to say, like, dude, these people have a right to talk too. But you're right. At that point where it super influences other people to do bad things,
Yeah.
right, then you have to shut it down. Like,
It's like because of the internet, because of social media, like the shitty things that happen in our world happens much easier, much faster.
it's a new frontier.
Yeah,
Like,
just
none
like-
of us know how
yeah.
to handle it.
Just like all this shit in like New Zealand that I don't know, was that before the last time we
That was
recorded?
way before the last time.
Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Oh, yeah.
It honestly feels
Or
like
after. Sorry, after.
so. Yeah, it's just like that. That thing was that shit didn't like we all thought that was only happening in America, like that type of shit, or like in not the Western world, not in fucking New Zealand.
It's happening in China with the intern camps.
Oh,
And
with
what's
the
crazy-
Chinese Muslims, right?
What it's crazy right now is that now it's gathering attention, but it wasn't gathering attention in like November last year, which was so nuts for me. Like even like some like reporters are like, yeah, I wish we covered this in 2018, but we never did. Like, which is nuts. But anyways,
what's my call to it? Because and to just tangent off that too, it's like that whole
the one in I know
yeah,
which one
I
you're talking
can't-
about. The
I
one in
can't-
Asia, right?
the other one in Southeast Asia.
Yeah,
The other
so
folks.
Yeah, and
The
that's
ethnic,
crazy.
it's like not ethnic cleansing. I'm sorry.
It's a little bit of ethnic cleansing.
That shit was perpetuated because of Facebook too.
Right, and they were trying to like say like, "Hey, help us! We're trying to like grab help. We're getting like attacked and stuff."
Yeah,
But
I think just to kind of round it up, it's like even though that Facebook, all the social media companies, the big ones, right, that they are private entities because they're so fucking entrenched in our fucking daily lives, is that there should be a fucking responsibility to the people because people are getting hurt. Like people are getting fucking targeted because of who they are.
Right. And I agree.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a big wake-up call to the social media platforms. Like, I'm not faulting like the CEOs of Google, Facebook, or Twitter or anything, because this is all new for them. This is super new for them. But the fact that they're kind of now taking a stance on it, like, you can't shun them for it, because, you know, obviously if you're like super activist about it, like, I'm going to make change now. But for them, like, they need to take in all that information first. But now, like, now that Mark Zuckerberg's like willing to have that dialogue, now we can start making all these like changes. Like, yeah, Europe did it first. They saw the trend first, and that's fine. And then oh shit, I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. Let's pause and roll to our one commercial. And we're back.
Yo. Yeah, so it's something like they want to push all this like regulations, which they should make it. And I'm just wondering where it's kind of gonna go from here, because like I said, like it's still, this is a new frontier. Like no one knows where it's going, and now that these social media companies, how to say, I'm trying to think of the words to say. Now that they're dealing with like these bigger issues that are way more than like what their intention was.
Yes.
Now they have to regulate it. Now they have to deal with the dark side of their platforms.
Yeah, and it's like it took like the hijacking of misinformation in the 2016 elections. It took
Alex Jones,
like all like congressional fucking hearings and like I feel like it's the moment where like the internet fucking kind of grows up.
It's like
you have to fucking take responsibility. It's not fucking like the Wild West. I mean, it's a frontier, but you got to figure out like.
And I think the New Zealand
Zucks got to figure that shit out,
right? And you know, I don't blame him. And it's funny is that like New Zealand was that point where people are like, oh, we definitely need to do something about it now. Now there's like a live streaming of like a shooter. Like that's fucking next level for me.
Well, like it's a trip. Because I remember reading that the shooter because he went live on Facebook, you know, Facebook had to like realize that this is happening in real time and fucking take him down. But then there was like content moderators that had to shut the other fucking the other sharing of everything else to fucking like to make sure it doesn't get out into the Facebook. Spread. Yeah, so like content moderators have a fucked up like it's like traumatizing, right? Like you have to fucking
right.
Yeah, and I know you're gonna.
Let me talk about
go for it, bro.
In a quick minute, but I really want to say that this is where I think the weird clash between government and the private companies are at. Just because it's kind of like, do you really want government to regulate this shit? Or do you want the companies to take responsibility for it? Because there's a weird clash. There's going to be a really, really weird clash. Let me give you an example. If government regulates Facebook, Instagram, and all that, it could get really, really, really bad. Let me tell you, for example, Singapore is trying to do that right now with their social medias and stuff like that. But people like human rights activists are going to say something like, oh, that's not a good idea, because if you say that this is disinformation, what makes you say that, let's say someone like Trump who says fake news, since, you know, okay, let's say it's in America. If Trump says CNN is fake news, Facebook and all that have to shut down CNN.
Because it's part of the government.
Because it's what the government says. So that's the weird thing to it. Now, if Facebook regulates kind of like CNN at that point, or it's like,
Okay.
well, they're not wrong because they're backed up by A, B, and C, let's say scientific journals and whatnot, then they can't take them down.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
So that's like the weird balance between business, private, and public kind of thing.
I think there has to be this kind of dance between business and government. But I think I see it much like the SEC doing regulating the Wall Street banks. Like in the perfect world is that like the SEC make sure that there's no fucking around with other people, like the people's money, even though the market's still going to do the fucking market things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like investors are going to do their thing. Fucking Fidelity is going to do their thing and they're going to try and get money or whatever. As long as there's fucking like no money laundering, it's all good. And then,
right. You have to sandbox them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
set the rules and be like, all right, play however you want to play.
I think that's...
Let's set the rules.
I think that's what that should happen.
That's what should be happening.
Or I don't know if there's a bigger role for the FCC to do that, or because the thing is that I know we talked about this earlier, is like an early season about net neutrality and the idea of a free internet, free speech.
And it bit him in the ass.
Right.
It bit him in the ass later. Yeah.
So.
Okay. Then we're going to... Okay, so I'm going back to content moderators.
Let's bring it back because that's fucking traumatizing. Right. The further explanation about it.
So content moderators are super underpaid. So whenever you get the chance, we'll probably put in the show notes, but...
Yeah.
On The Verge,
okay,
they really show. They did a really good articles on content moderators for Facebook specifically. I'm not sure how about YouTube and all that, but I had a personal experience on YouTube, but that'll come later. Anyways, the Facebook content moderators are fucking treated, in my opinion, like third class citizens.
Okay,
they're underpaid compared to most Facebook employees.
Sounds like they're contracted.
Right, they are contracted.
Or subcontracted.
They are contracted through a third party.
Yeah,
and they have weird rules, like they're tracked all the time from their watching videos, and I forget how much break they have. I think they only have a few minutes break every session, and if you get counseling, mental health counseling,
okay,
that's part of your break kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have scheduled bathroom times and shit like that.
Okay.
And you can't bring your phone, you can't have anything else to distract you. You're just watching and clicking away at these contents. I think so one article that they really talk about is a girl who watched a video of a dude getting stabbed and him him crying about it, and it just traumatized her completely.
Yeah.
And and the turnover rate for these content moderator things are horrible. And even for there are these two Muslim people who are trying to pray,
yeah,
the 5-time prayer kind of thing, and that was included part of their break. It was nuts, it was crazy, and they don't get treated well. And I think Facebook should really, because if these are the people who are going to moderate your school shootings, your New Zealand shootings, you have to treat them better. You need to take care of those people way more.
Yeah, and I think because of the way that technology is, you can't fucking use AI yet. I feel like that's one of the things that you have to get AI, because that shit is bad traumatizing, man.
It is.
I can't imagine watching fucked up videos all the for my 9 to 5, 40 hours a week type shit. Plus, you know what I'm saying?
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I'm I don't think I would have lasted more than a week. But if that's somebody else's, that's their
9 to 5, yeah.
That's their livelihood in these technology centers across the world, which I'm assuming is
and
India,
shout out to those people who are stopping them.
Shit like that.
Shout out to those people who are stopping that for us, man, because I can't imagine doing it at all. And I hear in The Verge, they talk about those people. They need to get high to watch it because it would just fuck them up mentally.
I can imagine.
And like it's to the point where they make dark jokes and shit like that. I'm like, dude,
when you start getting dark jokes, that's your fucking. You start to lose it.
Yeah, you're kind of like too desensitized.
Yeah, when you fucking desensitize, you start getting fucked up.
It's nuts. But okay, on a lighter note.
Okay.
So there.
Shitty segue. Let's go.
Yeah, on a lighter note, we need to realize like these content moderators kind of need to react faster to disinformation and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anything that's bad. Kind of like in a way, because like how long did it take for that New Zealand shooting to get shut down? Like it took them like a few hours, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so on a funny thing is when don't arrest me or anything, but on YouTube, when I was at work, I was trying to watch the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
People on YouTube were like streaming that shit, right?
Yeah.
And like the average time would be like 15 or 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes.
Of people streaming, like for some odd reason, it's like 12-year-old kids who are streaming this shit. They're streaming the game before YouTube takes them down.
Okay.
So I was wondering, like, why can't Facebook have that level of, like, that quick response? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing. The thing about, like, live sports, especially with streaming, it's so fickle. Like I don't know how they fucking find these. I don't know how they do it because you have to be like dark web. Like you have to have like a hacker on your team to figure that shit out. You know?
I don't even know. Like I forgot how many videos per day get or how many hours of video get uploaded a day. Plus, sorry, I got distracted by Raptor. I felt wind on my fingers. So, yeah, I don't even know how many hours of video get uploaded a day. Plus, how many moderators are like going per hour? You know, that's so crazy. I didn't like think about content moderators for like, such a long time. But that shit must be super taxing. We need people like those, and we need like AI to help like mitigate all that shit. If not, then fucking too many Momo crisis shit was gonna happen.
Well, yeah. Because I think...
And that shit needs to go on YouTube Kids, man. I don't know if you listened to like one of the episodes of Reply All about the Momo. Like if you
I kind of... Well, I saw like the Momo challenge. Did you
listen to Reply All's like podcast on? Listen to it because they make some really like revealing shit about YouTube Kids.
Oh yeah,
because apparently YouTube Kids actually makes the most money for YouTube. And one of the guys who's on... Okay, so just real quick.
Okay.
One of the guys on YouTube Kids, I think his name's like Blippi.
Okay.
And what's crazy is about that guy is that before he created Blippi...
He was a child molester.
Close. Not really. But his video, before he tried to get viral...
Okay.
He was doing the Harlem Shake video.
Okay.
You know, like that.
Yeah,
meme,
I remember
right?
that. Yeah.
But his would be him taking a shit on people.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But this is the same person.
Fuck.
But this is the same person who's creating content for like kids and stuff about Blippi. So just think about that. Like YouTube can't moderate that. That's the thing. He hasn't broken any laws. You know what I mean? That's like saying like I'm gonna get ice cream from this dude who's also a drug dealer in his past. You know what I mean? So it's kind of okay. It's kind of strange in that context. Like, oh yeah, I know Blippi. But if you're older, you're like, oh yeah, Blippi used to take a shit on people in the past. It's kind of like, huh, that's kind of weird. But he's not breaking any laws. I'm just saying that's his past.
Right.
That's his past.
Okay.
The default is for that, though. You know what I mean? The default. It's something to think about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really weird now that you think about it, right? Because what if like Alex Jones suddenly turns into like a saint?
I don't think so, man. We're not doing the gay frog shit again, man.
The gay frog shit. But yeah, it's just something to think about. Like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to give you perspective on like the complex shit that these social platforms need to deal with. Like, what's crazy is that like we blame them, like, why couldn't you stop this? And for them, it's kind of like, well, we fucking didn't know this shit was happening, and like now we need to invest better resources to it. That's why I kind of praise like Mark Zuckerberg on like Zucks on trying to handle it now. He's like, okay, we need regulations, but help us out. Tell us what we need to do so we can make it better. And I think that's a really great step forward. And I think
it's getting there.
Book or a podcast you guys should all listen to. The book is called Zucked. I forgot by the author.
Okay.
But the podcast is from Rico Decode. She does an episode with the author about the book Zucked, and that actually gives a really good insight about the companies and like better ways of navigating kind of like the internet kind of thing.
Okay,
so
it's fair.
Show notes.
I mean, we're close to wrapping up. What you got left? I got my shit. I mean, it's fucking terms of service. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be worked on. I think
we're still navigating.
We're not going to fucking get there soon. I think we're going to keep trying. I think as a people, we're going to try and get to a place of corporate responsibility.
Right.
Especially with these platforms that are so entrenched and entangled in our lives. So, I mean, yeah.
Because the government can't dictate that.
Yeah. And
they could give the guidelines, but I don't think they should dictate that.
Just like I think there should be some kind of at least not regulation. I mean, there is something that should be like we said, the sandbox. There should be something that's
there's regulations, but no whipping.
Just kind of like the oversight of it, you know. I think that there needs to be accountability.
AOC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there needs to be accountability, because of there's so many fucked up things that are happening on social media and are perpetrated because of social media. So
because it gives that platform to like be free about it.
Yeah,
and this is like the small cost of freedom. Like
yeah.
We can talk about gay frogs at the cost of freedom.
Fucking gay frogs. Fucking Alex Jones.
Right.
I'll leave on this now because of fucking Seth Godin. Fucking I was.
Oh right. You wanted to talk about
it's fine. It's just that I was looking at my notes and I was like, this is the last thing I have. When it comes to like these conspiracy theories and especially us with Alex Jones backtracking and shit, he was saying doubt is something people often want to buy, particularly if it gives them comfort. Seth Godin,
not Godin.
Is it Godin? Godin?
It's Godin. Like the last time you said Godin, I was like, what the fuck? Why'd you say
Godin? Yeah, and it makes sense why fucking Kyrie Irving was a flat earther for a little bit. I mean, that shit's a rabbit hole, especially with the algorithm of YouTube. So, I mean, there's that.
Yep.
Shit, what you got? Anything else?
Internet literacy. Really, I think it's one of the few things that we should learn about more. There are a few things I wish in high school that we learned about, and I think a really big thing right now should be about internet literacy or information literacy or something like that. Digital literacy.
Digital literacy.
Right. Did I say it right? I feel
like I started fumbling.
Okay. That's what we should learn. And I think that should be taught in all forms of education, public or private. We really need to learn about that because we're all going to believe in flat earth and gay frogs.
Fuck. Okay, we're done.
We're done. Over-under?
What?
You want to do an over-under segment?
No.
No, you good?
I think we killed it.
Good?
I think we don't need a segment. I think this is just decent. This is okay.
Okay. We're good. All right, we'll get that part out. But all right, man. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Subscribe, like, and whatnot. Share it. Hopefully,
because we're on everything now. We're on Apple. We're on Google, Spotify,
iTunes.
Give us a review, please.
See?
All right, later.
Peace.